into my life. Did not think that my life would be what it is today. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. I never in a million years thought that I would get myself into the situation that I am in. I mean, I guess I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, but I never imagined it going as far as it did. And it's really turned me from a boy into a man. I was, what, 27 or 28 when that whole thing happened, and I thought I was grown up. But normally when you think you're something, or you think something's a certain way, it actually sometimes turns out to be the exact opposite. And that's exactly what happened. I'm like, yeah, I'm grown up, I got it all figured out. Life's like, oh really? Let's show you this. We're 10 days out from my federal sentencing. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I was facing 5 felonies, all carrying up to 20-year sentences, or most of them. Got that pushed down to 1, and now I'm facing a obstruction of justice charge for covering up evidence. Basically got really bad legal advice to go ahead and do, but I'm taking full responsibility for it. I'm super grateful that I got an amazing lawyer that has just gone above and beyond to save me, or do the best that she can. It's like not exactly the easiest thing to be looking at. Like at first I'm like, I'm literally going to prison for 20 years. And I still technically can. Judge Walter, he can do whatever he wants. So he's a federal judge. He has the power to literally just say, you're going to jail for 20 years. Or he has the power to just say, I'll put you on probation for a year. So that is like literally the swing of things that I'm walking into in about 10 days. It's definitely changed a lot of relationships and a lot of dynamics in my life that I was never expecting. But I guess, you know, God throws you certain things in certain situations to force you to grow up, and that's exactly what this is. I never thought I'd be in this position, but looking back, like hindsight's 2020, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. The biggest thing that I never really considered was the influence that can have on the younger generations. And there's so many kids that are like, you know, getting influenced by what they see on the internet that, you know, that has the effect to inspire someone to do something maybe harmful or evil. And I knew I wasn't gonna hurt anyone, but I never really considered like, oh, some kid out there might take this and run with it in a really bad direction. So I understand that aspect of it, and for that I never would have done it had I realized like that effect. It's like the first day in a long time that I can remember like actually being excited to go and do something. To go out and just share some adventures is exciting. It's funny too, because I know, like, I'm not gonna sit here all day and try that shit, but I think I got it. Oh, fuck. Oh, that was like a mini flip. I did it though. Fucking counts. Feels so good to skate. Woo! It's so fun being out here. Be away from the city and like just going full speed on your dirt bike. There's nothing like it. There's so much uncertainty and so much going on in my life right now where I just get out here and forget about everything.
So it's like...
Got a nut pinch. We're good. All the excuses in the book for my side. I'm grateful to have found jiu-jitsu at a young age, and it carries you through life's ups and downs.
I agree.
I passed my written, and then I got permission from a CFI to retake my check ride. 6/17 of this year, I passed my check ride, and these are all my logged hours.
Flying down the sentencing tomorrow. I have no idea what's in store, so we will see.
Please pray.
Yep.
See, this feels good. Oh, baby.
Happy to be up here in the sky with you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You're flying. I don't even need to do anything at this point.
You can just jump out, honestly.
Guess it wouldn't be the first time. Adventured shirts are going quick. Click the link in the description if you want one.
Wait, do that again. That was fun. Okay, ready, go. Oh my god. Oh, I love that feeling. Oh my god. I feel so safe flying with you. I really do. I feel super comfortable.
I didn't actually ever understand, like how the federal government works. And now I very clearly understand how it works. You want to respect the law, you want to respect the government, you don't want to step on their toes. Even though I didn't intentionally step on anyone's toes, it still happened. But I think it's fascinating to show, somebody out there like what this actually looks like versus what they hear about it. So luckily, thankfully for me, my lawyer is a badass and has nitpicked apart everything, and it turns out like there was a lot of things on that plea agreement that shouldn't have been on there, and she has just gone to war for me to make it how it should be. If you put yourself in my shoes for a second, I'm just a kid that grew up in a mountain town that loves action sports, loves having fun, loves sharing good times with people, and I love animals, love nature, love being outside. And now I am literally going into a federal courtroom and could potentially go away for years of my life and miss out on a lot. So I get like the craziest chills thinking about that. Looking back, that this whole chapter is kind of closing regardless of what's going to happen. It has really built me, And whatever happens from here on out in the future, I'm like, I had to go through this to learn. I had to go through this to really grow as a person. And I've tried to explain that to people. Some get it, some don't. But I'm like, this was all meant to be. Like, this had to happen to me. Like, it was either going to be this or something way worse. Like, as far as just, you know, a wake-up call from the universe. And you know, you gotta get beaten down and broken down to come back stronger. You know, the most lush forests have to burn to the ground to come back even greener. And I see this being very similar to that. I didn't know that a human being could go through this. I didn't know that I could feel the things that I've felt and endure the suffering and pain that this has caused me, but I needed it. I deserved it. I wrote in my letter to the judge that maybe I'll be able to share publicly someday that, you know, when I was walking out of that plane wreckage, there was, you know, I was covered head to toe in poison oak. I knew it, but I didn't know until a couple days after that for the next 2 months, I would miserably suffer from head to toe in poison oak. And I told, you know, Judge Walter in my letter, like, I deserved that. It felt like shit. When I landed in the forest there, it felt horrible. I was like, there's people out there trying to save lives and do important things to uplift society. And I'm sitting here, I just purposely jumped out of this plane, let it crash into the ground. And now I'm stranded in the wilderness. I'm an idiot, you know? And I think that's what I felt. And then I'm covered in poison oak. And just to be on record and say, as soon as I landed in the bushes from that plane crash, I began a real adventure. Like, that was real. Everything that I tried to express on camera, I almost fell off a 300-foot cliff. I was covered head to toe in poison oak. My water canister exploded in the plane. I had no food. I had no phone service. I hiked for like 15 miles down this mountain, not knowing that I would even live. You know, like, all of that was very, very real. And I was terrified. I was scared. Like, the ranchers that ended up finding me, that was all real. That was like, I was drinking out of the cow pond that was just cow poop water. Like, this is just muddy cow poop water, and I'm sipping out of cow poop water. Like, that's all legit. That's all real. I was terrified for my life. But all of that built me, you know, like, I literally collapsed to my knees. I didn't film this, but making it back to where I ended up seeing the ranchers, I collapsed. I could not walk any further. I could not make it any further. I was just completely depleted. But I guess overall, that's what I'm trying to say for this whole entire situation metaphorically, is that beat me to my knees. This situation has beat me to my knees, or beat me onto my face flat in the dirt. And it's what I will need to progress and to become a man for the future, and to be a good person and to be a good role model. And, you know, I'm not afraid to say, like, I screwed up, and I told this to the judge in my letter, that why I did that, it was a bucket list goal. I always told myself that before I die, I will jump out of a plane and watch it crash into the ground, pull my parachute. It was just like a bucket list thing that I wanted to do since I was a little kid, playing video games. And I did it. You know, and then I chose to share it with the world, which obviously backfired in the biggest of ways. But it wasn't that I was chasing clout. I don't need any like reinforcement for my ego. I don't care. I know who I am. I know who my friends are. And you know, when based in reality, it's like you can believe whatever you want. But I don't have a social media addiction. I haven't really posted anything in a very long time since then. It was just like, all right, I'm gonna do this bucket list thing. Somebody stepped up to the plate and was gonna pay for it. I'm gonna do it, and then I'll share it with the world and see what happens. And here we are. So at the end of the day, you know, you live and learn, and you got to go through certain things to build you stronger. And here we are. So we'll see what happens. It's been a rough road, but you know, I've definitely gotten to see a lot of people's true colors. There's been a lot of people that I've known for a long time that, you know, a little situation hiccups like this, and they'll show you their true colors. And for me, I'm kind of just like sitting back, perched up on a tree, like, okay, like just, you know, kind of observing. But I'm grateful. I'm super grateful for this whole thing. And you know, like I said, you learn your biggest lessons from your biggest mistakes, and I don't see this as any different.